Today's topic is Bend, Oregon homes, or living in Bend, Oregon, and we're going to talk a little bit about Southeast Bend and specifically two neighborhoods that are very different from each other, but I really like both of them and I want to introduce you to these two neighborhoods. Hey everybody, Nora Spangler here with Rogue Real Estate. Thanks for joining me once again to learn more about living in Bend, Oregon. Now, I moved here in 2015 and I just love all parts of Bend. There's so many different and unique little niche neighborhoods that you can discover. And so we're going to talk about two of the more major, obvious neighborhoods in Southeast Bend. The first one is a community called The Bridges. And I'll go through all the details on that. And the second one is a very unique neighborhood called Timber Ridge, and that looks out over a golf course, at least some of the homes do. So we'll get to that one second, but first let's talk about The Bridges in Southeast Bend. Okay, so Southeast Bend, this neighborhood called The Bridges, is a builder named Polish, and they are a really great builder. They build really nice, high-quality homes. This community has pools, it has a rec center, workout room, all kinds of amenities. And yes, there is an HOA fee that goes with that, but it's not super high. So what are some of the pros about The Bridges in Southeast Bend? All the schools are really nearby. Schools are within 2 to 4 miles. So there's Silver Rail Elementary, High Desert Middle School, and then the current high school would be Bend Senior High, but guess what? They are building a brand new senior high school that's just across the street and down a little ways from this development. So I can't promise, but I would imagine that if you bought a home here when that school is complete in 2021, that your kids would get to go there. So what are the pros about this area? Well, you're still very close to shopping. There's the South End shopping on 3rd Avenue, like Fred Meyer and Walmart, the Outlet Mall, and just lots of other everyday shopping and restaurants and such are all along 3rd Avenue, and those are really close. And then you're just about 3 or 4 miles from downtown and the Old Mill Shopping Center at the south end of town, and parks are there, and so really anywhere in Bend, it's really true. You really are just about 10 or 15 minutes away from anything. So Southeast Bend is not far from all the stuff that you would have access to from the west side. It's a similar time frame to get to downtown. It's just you're coming from the east instead of from the west side. Another pro is that Bend Parks and Rec is developing a plan and is going to build a brand new 37-acre park directly across 15th Avenue from this Bridges development. So you are going to have super close access to all kinds of amenities from a brand new park. Now, it's a couple years away. It's not slated to be finished until 2022. So let's talk about home prices in The Bridges. There are still some new construction homes available. It's the last phase down at the south end, And these homes right now are listed in the mid to higher $400,000 and up range. And so that's what you're going to pay if you want to buy a brand new built home in the Bridges. Resale homes in the Bridges range anywhere from smaller homes in the like 1,400 square foot range have been selling for about $360,000. Now that's on the very low end. And then there are homes, larger homes on larger lots from the early years of building that are in the $600,000 price point. So now I'd like to introduce you to another community completely different from the Bridges. It's still in Southeast Bend, and in fact it's kind of just across the railroad track from the Bridges, but feels entirely different. The community of Timber Ridge is a development of homes they're all built in like the late 1970s or early 1980s. So they all have that really cool 70s vibe to them if you like that. Some of them have been updated, so you might be able to find a home that will be move-in ready and to your taste if someone had remodeled it. But if you want to remodel a home, you may be able to find a original home in its original 1970s glory, and you can remodel it to your own taste. And that's always exciting to me because I'm a bit creative and I just love to look at the possibilities of what these quite well-built homes from the 70s, just what they could become and how you could modernize them. So this community is actually adjacent to the Bend Golf Club. You don't have to belong to it, be a member at all. You certainly could, and a lot of people do, and they have little golf carts. You'll see people driving golf carts in this community, but it's not a requirement. There is an HOA in this community, and currently, from the information I could find, it is about $178 per month for the HOA fee, and that covers the landscaping in the front and the backyard. So all of the landscaping is maintained. They also maintain the roads and they remove snow. So what are the pros of living in Timber Ridge? Well, it's just a very unique community of a little bit older homes on very large lots. So I think the smallest lot is going to be around 1/4 acre, and some are 1/2 or 2/3 of an acre. So it just has a very kind of calm and park-like setting to it. So who lives in Timber Ridge? Well, I have seen older retired people. I've seen young kids riding their bikes, families. So really it's just anyone who likes this type of community that has a more spacious, open feeling, lots of trees, and then some of the homes will actually look out onto the golf course. So what are the home prices in Timber Ridge? Well, single-family homes, which is all there is in this neighborhood, range anywhere from the $350,000 price point on up into the $700,000 range. It just depends on the size and whether the home has been updated or upgraded in the past, 20 or 30 years. So the schools for Timber Ridge are going to be Jewel Elementary, which is just about 1.5 miles away, so it's really close. And then High Desert Middle School and Bend High School are the other two. And possibly when the new high school comes into existence in a couple years, kids from this community might be able to attend the new high school. So what are some of the cons that you might find about living in this neighborhood? Well, you are pretty far south and it's just going to be a little bit more challenging, take a few more minutes to get to downtown Bend. But really, you can take the southern route, you can head south and then head back west and jump right on the highway and just zip right up to downtown or to the north end of town for more shopping. So like I keep saying, everything in Bend is really just 10 or 15 minutes away. So there's really no place you could live unless you go outside the city limits out into the county, into Deschutes County. You're just really still going to have an easy drive to any shopping or schools or work. So let's wrap up Southeast Bend. Now there are more communities in Southeast Bend, so I'm sure I'll be coming back around to this topic again. But for today, I tried to cover two really different communities just to give you a taste of what you might find in Southeast Bend. And also check out right up there, there's a link to some other videos that I've done about living in Bend, different communities. So please feel free to check out my other videos. And if you wouldn't mind clicking the link below, give me a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon.